We're back. Hi everybody, welcome back. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was slicing up some apples so I would have something to snack on. Hello Brittany, hi Dina, hey Nancy, hi Amanda, hello Austin, and Sarah. Hi Sarah, how's it going? Good afternoon Crystal. And did I say Dina already? I think so. Frida, good afternoon. Oh, got an ad for a cool self-watering plant pot. That's cool. Candace, good afternoon. And Brittany just made a fresh pot, and it's dreary rainy here today. That sucks, but at least you've got something nice and warm. Here it's beautiful. It's like a beautiful day. I'm having water and apple slices like I'm like a little kid after school. And Candace, holy heck, just had one heck of a sneezing fit. People in my building will be fumigating near my door. Good summer allergies. Yeah, Alex is like basically melting. He's basically falling apart because of allergies. And Dina, like and subscribe and share the video. Yes, absolutely. Candace, do you have anti-allergen things? Are you gonna make it? Gonna make it through? Oh, I have a cramp in my back. I'm great, thank you very much. It was a beautiful day here. Oh, that's a good posture. Beautiful day. It's like 25 degrees outside at this point, Celsius, so that's a beautiful, comfortable temperature. And I have just been editing, spending time with chickens, working on pattern. Editing, spending time with chickens, working on pattern. I actually finished another video because I was procrastinating my onion video, and I actually finished editing a quick little video just showing all of the chickens. Not the one that I filmed on like my good camera, just one that I filmed on my phone, but I took a whole bunch of clips and I put them all together into like a cute little montage of clips. It's cute. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to be uploading that probably this evening so that you guys can see all of the chickens. It's just like 3 minutes. It's not going to be like a video, but I'll put it on YouTube anyway. What was Poppy's egg like today? It was still textured, like not, like hers aren't shiny. Poppy doesn't lay shiny eggs. Gigantic, still gigantic. Only one yolk because we ate it because we had eggs, egg salad sandwiches. Poppies peel easily. Ooh, a chicken video. Yes, Brittany, it's coming. So probably this evening because I already finished editing it. It was just exporting before this. Again, because I was procrastinating actually working on the onion skin video. I'm on like edit number 2. I'm not quite done number 2. I'm on edit number 2. So I've already cut all the footage once, and I am going through it, cutting a second time, and I also already finished all of my titles and graphics. So I'm getting somewhere, I'm moving through it, but wow, looking at hours of footage of myself and being like, is this good enough to sell? Because that's everything that I'm making right now for that video is for sale. Also, we got our first person who gave me some feedback about one of my patterns. So the baby scratch mitt pattern that I have on Etsy and that I have on my website lastminutelaura.ca, in case you didn't know. It's on sale on there, my baby scratch mitt pattern. The free tutorial is on YouTube, but I have a pattern that goes with it that's for sale. And people buy it like periodically. It's just something that sort of gets sold here and there. I honestly don't know how people find our website. Like, I don't know who, if it's people who watched the video and then they're being redirected. I don't know. But anyway, we got our first feedback thing where a lady was irritated because when she printed it, it didn't all fit on one page because I just made it a long form, like a legal document size rather than a printing paper, like 8.5 by 11, and I never even thought of that. Like, I didn't consider it because I look at things on my phone. I don't print them out. I just download the PDF. So the PDF, I sold it as a downloadable PDF, not as a printable PDF. So she printed it, but it didn't fit on a page. So I ended up procrastinating other work, and I took the pattern and I reworked it so that it fits nicely on 2 pages with the photos and stuff, and sent it to her. But she sent me a loud and irritated voice message, like yelling at me. I didn't even know we had a phone number hooked up to our website, but I guess Alex hooked up one of our old phone numbers to the website, and he has it like migrated through to go to his phone, and it goes to his phone as like a message. I don't know, Alex is a scientist, and basically it's like a voice memo, but they left it as like a message on a phone, but we receive it like a text through some app that Alex made, I don't know. So I got to have like an earful of how that's the worst. So I made 2 copies. So now there's a printable version, which is 2 pages, and then there's a PDF downloadable version, which is 1 page, but it's a long page. But, you know, what can you do? Frida, I spent some time writing a very angry letter citing laws and generally trying to get my money back. I hate when companies are rude. What happened? Aren't you annoying? What happened? Austin, hello Austin, I'm working on a baby blanket for my cousin. Well, that's cute. What are you doing? And Candace, no I didn't, because we didn't use any of the pretty ones. Poppy's eggs are like, no offense Poppy, but not pretty. They're just like big brown eggs. And they're not shiny, and they're, I don't know, I just don't think they're pretty eggs. So we've been eating those, and I've been eating all of the white eggs, and I'm leaving all of the really pretty blue, green, and Diane's eggs. They're aside. So right now it looks like we have like the prettiest grouping of eggs ever, but really it's just all of the pretty ones are left over. Yeah, Brittany, that seems like a bit of an extreme reaction for a pattern not being on 1 page. I know, like a yelling voicemail message. And I was just like, because Alex was like, somebody's really irritated and I don't understand what she's mad about. And I was like, oh no, what could it be? And then I listened and it was like, I've paid for a pattern essentially and I should be able to print it. And I was like, I get that. And I'm not like ticked off, but like, whoa, she got really angry. But either way, I was thinking like if it was my mom or my aunt or whatever. So I did that whole thought where I was like, if she couldn't figure out how to print it from a legal document onto a regular, you know, like fit image to page or whatever it's called. Like, you know how you can, if you didn't know, you can do that where you just resize something and it'll print it on whatever page you're printing from. But she obviously didn't know that one. So I just made another copy. So now there's 2 copies on the website, so when people will download it, they'll get a printable copy and a PDF downloadable copy, which there you go. I used it as time to procrastinate, which probably my time could have been spent better because I do have due dates and deadlines to follow, but I was feeling very distracted today. I was having a very hard time focusing because I forgot to take my pills. Stupid. I forgot to take my pills this morning. Oh, I knew there was something. That's a good reason. I've been very distracted. I've been having a really hard time sitting still. Didn't take my pills this morning. Good afternoon, Lori. Brittany, Austin, I'm finishing a baby blanket right now too. One of my favorite things to make. They are, like, I find baby blankets are pretty rewarding to make because you can, like, get it done, like, in a reasonable amount of time, you know? Just hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna be right back. Just talk amongst yourselves. I will be just 2 seconds. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Sorry, I'm back. Baby blankets are boring. I like making clothing. I like making baby blankets because they're small. Like, Lori, if you think about it, right? Like when we make like a pullover, basically it's like 3 baby blankets. You know what I mean? So like you make a baby blanket, you can get it done in like a pretty reasonable amount of time, I find. Anytime I make a baby blanket, which let's be honest, hasn't been a while since I've had to do that. Actually, it hasn't been, I don't think I've made a baby blanket in 2 years now. What advice am I giving? Yeah, but the last time I made a baby blanket, a friend had a baby, obviously, and it was so fast, and I like changed stitches every 3 rows just because I had enough time to like enjoy doing the stitches before going crazy from doing them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Hey Brittany, yeah, baby blankets are fun to make. Hold on. Frida, I ordered a set of water flavorings. And they only had natural stuff, no sugar from Aqua Augustus, and they tasted nothing. And I paid like $40, so I wanted my money back. Yep. And they started to say it was just me, and that I was comparing it to soda, which I was not, and said like, that's bad for you, and you could give it to someone else. And I was very, very, very angry. They weren't even polite about it. So what did you do? Like, what are they gonna do? Frida, you can always try Saft. I don't know what Saft is. Crystal, it was the Clipper Raspberry. They have an online site so you can see where they sell. Health food stores probably. I don't want to drink sugar. I'm gonna have sugar. I want to have chocolate or something. I understand that. If I'm gonna like eat something unhealthy, I'm not gonna like eat the healthy version. I'll just eat healthy things other than that, you know? So, I don't know where I was. I got distracted because I knew I didn't take my ADD meds, so I just went and took them so that I'm like on track. I'm feeling stupid now because I've been like struggling all day being like, why am I having such a hard time? Because I didn't pay attention. But I've been out today. I held each of the birds, all the new birds. I picked them all up and like made them hang out with me for a few minutes each so that they'll get used to me being around. And every time I go hang out with them, I call their names and I talk to them, and I've been just having a fun time doing that. Oh my god, I'm just feeling so stupid. Now I'm scatterbrained again, going like, I can't believe I struggled all day feeling stupid about it. Like, why can't I just sit still right now? So irritating. Same, my brother drinks it like he's breathing air, but I am doing soccer frisendag. I don't know what that means. I don't know, in my last email I told them the laws of returning stuff, but more eloquently, and said that I found them on Instagram, and that's where I was like, I will tell, yep, 2,000 people what I think. Yep. And also, rude, first of all, who, like, if it's a company, they should return it. If it's either defective or if you didn't want it. Like, I can see if it wasn't defective and you were like, I don't like the flavor, but you opened it, I can see them being like, you can't return the one you opened. But if it's not opened, they should have to return it. And if you opened it and something's wrong with it, like it's defective, then they should return it. I posted the progress of the second version of the top in the Discord. Let me have a look. For those of you that don't know, oh, I didn't even start my spiel because I got so distracted. Hi everybody, welcome back to Last Minute Laura. I'm Laura. I hope you'll subscribe if you're here. And if you're here, I hope you like the video because it helps the channel grow, and I picked 2 flowers. I picked 2 flowers for coming and joining us today. 2 beautiful peonies straight from my garden. And they smell so good. They smell so, so good. And I picked them for you, so you should like the video because who picked 2 flowers last? Anyway, subscribe. We get together every single day in the afternoon, 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. We hang out, we do a crafty thing. Right now we're working on a vest. Okay, let me have a look, Austin. Okie dokie. I like it. Oh, it's knitted? That's way harder. I thought it was crochet. I have no idea how you would do that with knitting. Okay, so it's definitely for me, for someone who doesn't want their chest to show, it's an undershirt required. It's cool though. I like it. Oh! I thought that was just me. I thought it was something weird with my peonies. They were covered in ants when I picked them. So I soaked them upside down in water until all of the ants came off of them, and then I shook them around, and I did that a few times outside in a bucket of cold water. Got all the ants off, so we are ant free. But I thought that was like when I saw it, I was like, why? What did I do wrong here? Why are there, honestly, I didn't do anything. This is from somebody else's garden, but like my garden, but who lived here before planted them. Anyway, yeah, they were totally covered in ants. Scared the bejesus out of me at first, and then I was like, I can troubleshoot this. Hey Scrappy, good afternoon. No crochet yoke. Oh, the yoke is crochet, and then you get it onto knitting needles. That's crazy. That's cool and crazy. But knitting color work, that's very, yeah, it's very impressive. Knitting is very not my thing. I think they're giving me my money back, so it all went out and I'm not finished. I hate when companies are not polite. I gave them my money. Yes, yeah, I get, especially when you're not being unreasonable. Like, I understand when people are like super rude and super, like yelling at you as an employee, being like, ugh, but you are representing a company, you're not representing yourself, and when a customer's upset, they're not upset with you like Laura at the company, they're upset with the company, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, I think sometimes 2, 3, I can see, sometimes I'm just like, I'm both people. Crystal, I feel like I haven't seen you in a bit. Yeah, well, Crystal, you were here this morning, right? And Scrappy, I feel like I haven't seen you in a bit. I know you were here yesterday, but I mean, I feel like it's been a few days. I missed you. But hello, Scrappy, by the way. Good afternoon. Candace, you will usually see them on the buds even before they open. It's just a thing with them. That makes sense that they have some kind of sweet, tasty treats. What? Weird. Ants take their dead back to the nest? Yikes. Wait, they're not... hold on. Wait, they're not giving you your money back? No. Rude. Then, to be fair, Crystal, my argument is all of the days are very hard to tell apart sometimes, am I right? When you're like hanging out with people 2 times a day, every day, do you ever like go, oh, I was talking about that earlier, yesterday, this week, for sure this week, and then I'm like thinking about it and I'm like, I don't remember. So that was the wind that closed that. Alex is outside, so weird. Kind of refreshing. I have an IQ of 130. You can't talk me down. Sorry to sound braggy, just angry. No, yeah, you can't talk me down when you're in the wrong, and I know my rights. I hate that. I know, right? It's fun, but do just a crochet version in the center stitch. That would be cool. A crocheted version and a knit version. Interesting. For a knit pattern? That's so complicated. How do you make the same thing out of 2 different things? Words are hard. Scrappy, I'm in my yarn disaster room. It's a disaster room as in when there's a disaster, that's the room that you'd want to end up in. You know how people have like a bunker? It's like your disaster room, the room full of yarn. So you're ready for the disaster. Scrappy, what did you know? Okay, sorry. I witnessed it, so I Googled it. Oh, the ants? No wonder I see them carrying a dead pal. So what do they do with it? Do they just add it to where the regular pile of dead ant bodies in the ant colony end up? Do they just like bring them back to the same spot? Maybe it's so that predators can't track down where their nest is. If you remove the dead, then there's no evidence that you were ever there. That's smart. Unless it's just like, well, free calories, we were collecting bugs anyway. Just add that bug to the pile of bugs we're gonna eat later. Which one is it? Frida, I've had to pull my PhD card with doctors sometimes. Like, no. I'm aware of where that is. No. It's a different kind of pain than that. No, it's not shin splints. Check it again. I don't have shin splints. Look at my ankle, please. I'm not a doctor, but like, that's what I always get is, it's probably not the pain that you think it is, or it probably hasn't been that long. Anybody else with doctors that do that? Where you're like, it's been going on for this amount of time, and then they say something along the lines of, it probably feels like it's been a really long time. It's like, no, I keep a bullet journal. Thank you very much. I have a detailed bullet journal of everything. So, just me? No, just me. It's something to do with keeping disease from the nest, but I would think it would work opposite. You'd think so. Weird. Don't ants grow edible mold on stuff? Yes. What is it on? On plant stuff, like leaves and stuff, right? They grow certain ants, like harvest, what are they called? There's a specific kind of ants, and yeah, they harvest mold that they grow, or fungus that they grow on plants. Maybe it's leafcutter ants, because they don't eat the leaves, they put them in their little mold garden, which is so cute. Also, I saw a really cool ant behavior. Speaking of that, Lori, I saw a really cool ant behavior when I was picking this peony. There were ants fully, like, I've seen this on the like Discovery Nature channels type thing, but I didn't see it in real life until like today. And it was that there were ants who were not killing aphids. They were just standing around them like farmers, like they were farming aphids. Fully there were aphids on this plant, and there were ants surrounding them but not attacking them. It was very interesting. That's a good idea, Frida. I mean, there is a crochet stitch that looks like a knit stitch that is a single crochet, and you crochet in the center of the stitch. Okay. Not saying that I know more, but it used to be dismissed because they don't understand. But to be dismissed because they don't understand is frustrating. Yeah. I have a binder that I carry for my daughter to educate doctors on her disease. It's frustrating sometimes. Not all doctors know everything. Yep, also. Except for the ones in Boston. So she should have a little binder as well, Lori. What? That's a crazy statistic. Brittany says there's a study, and you'll have to Google it, I guess, that if your doctor is one that admits they don't know everything, patients are more likely are 78% less likely to die. Because if you have a doctor who's like, I don't know what's wrong, they'll ask for help, as opposed to a doctor like, it's a sinus infection, or whatever they would guess. Really? That's super weird. I haven't seen it yet. What did they say? Also, something else. I found the sparrow's nest. Remember the one from the egg? The egg that I didn't find the nest for? Well, I found it, and there's 5 eggs in there. It's been far too long for that one sparrow's egg, but I am going to put it back in anyway. I don't know how many they lay, so I don't know if she'll take it back, but I haven't been touching it. It's just been sitting on the back porch, like waiting for a reason to, I don't know. I didn't have anything to do for it, so It's just outside. But it's been in the shade, and so it hasn't been warmed up. So I'm hoping that it hasn't started developing. That way I can put it in with the other eggs, and hopefully it'll be okay. And then it'll hatch. And if not, then at least 5 of them will hatch. Plus I found the nest, which is very exciting. Hold on. Brittany, okay, I think I have sort of a good doctor though. She doesn't engage in any sort of, so what do we do now? She doesn't engage and sort of, so what do we do now? That's annoying. My doctor is like, she knows everything and she's very fast and like throws information at you, and it's like, okay, can we slow down? I have a whole 30 minutes. We're not like in a rush. Good morning, Tracy. Or good afternoon, Tracy, and good afternoon, Sherry, and good afternoon, B. Nice to see you guys here. Don't forget to click the like button as you come in. Let me see. Scrappy says, I just posted a pic of my small pile of hats I made for charity. I'm behind. Okay, let's see how the pile is. That's a small pile. That's a really nice pile. Pretty. I'm like looking at the yarn. What colors did you use? I'll have to recheck their video, what Jess said about it. Cool. I'll probably watch it too because I like their stuff. I took so many bladder infection tests, kept saying that it's not that, Frida says, and it wasn't. I found out what it was, told my doctor, and she was like, yep, that's what it is. I mean, if you find it, right, they don't have time. They don't have time to just search for everything that it could be for every patient, although they used to. But that used to be when like a doctor would like come around, right, to your like home in the, they probably, okay, they didn't know everything then, but still, interesting that your doctor listens to what you say. Well, we have decided I can't take any of the pain meds, so what do we do now? What's the next step? We've got to that point. Now what? Annoying. Brittany, in my personal experience, some of the wicked smart doctors just have a very poor bedside manner, especially with specialists. Yeah, I've had that with specialists for sure. All of Alex's specialists. They don't even make eye contact at all. And you're like, cool. Are you talking to me or the computer? Sorry that I'm eating. I haven't eaten yet today. Not really. I did eat. I had an egg salad sandwich, but I haven't eaten like snacks. I haven't been snacking, and I'm usually a big snacker. So I needed to cut up some apples for snacks. So yeah, anyway, sparrow's nest. Found the sparrow's nest. Adorable speckled eggs. I'll get a picture next time I'm out gardening because it's in my garden. It's like in a bush. It's at knee height. That's how high off the ground this nest is. Up to my knee. It's so low to the ground. And it's just in a bush, and it's teeny tiny and very cute. Hey Sid, had a nap, woke up, oh no, hoping some chat will help. Well, you're invited to be anyway here, but also hopefully we can cheer you up with our chats. Hope it does, Sid. Agreed. And Brittany agreed as well. So something else, I'm trying to think of other things. Oh, okay, so this afternoon when I was making the egg salad sandwiches, I went out into the garden and I was just checking on everything, and I ended up harvesting a whole bunch of kale because I don't want it to grow into like whole huge kales yet. So I harvested a whole bunch of the little baby leaves, some basil, some parsley, some dill, and what else? Some butter lettuce, some Swiss chard, both colors, red and green, some red kale as well, or purple kale, and yeah, a bunch of basil. And I chopped all of that up finally. Well, the lettuce, the romaine and the butter lettuce I didn't chop up, but everything else, all of the herbs and stuff, I chopped up nice and fine, and then I mixed it with sriracha and an avocado, and I basically treated that as the mayo for the egg salad sandwich. So it was like kale, spinach, not kale, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, dill, parsley, basil, and sriracha, and an avocado, all that chopped up together. And it was really tasty, and that's what I mixed in with the egg salad sandwich as the like mayo portion, because we were out of mayo, and avocado works as mayo in a pinch, and it was delicious. And sriracha-y. I do love sriracha so much. So that's the whole story. My garden has things in it, and it has a few flowers on the tomato plants, which is exciting. What else has flowers? The pepper plant has flowers, and the ground cherry plant already has lanterns on it, which means it already flowered. They got fertilized? What happens to a flower? It got pollinated, and now they already have little ground cherries. AJ, hey AJ, good afternoon. Yeah, keep it that way, Amanda. Frida, you still have free dental. Get braces now if you feel you need them. Definitely a good tip. Hi, Elsie. I repotted some plants today as well in my distractible nature. The plant I was talking to you guys about this morning, the watermelon peperomia, I repotted that one into a little pot so that I think it'll be better. Quoi? Thanks, Brittany, for what? Whoa. Yeah, it is definitely impressive. You would have doubled that by now if things were normal. Frida, the only problem is the dentist say it's not needed, even though most of my family have needed them. You should just be like, please. Okay, so I repotted my watermelon peperomia into a tiny pot because I thought maybe the problem was that there was too much room for the roots. Hey, Angelica, good afternoon. So I repotted it in something a little bit smaller, and hopefully that'll give it a chance to have a little bit more support and survive. And then I repotted the little begonia named Maddie. Ugh. Maddie's baby begonia. I repotted it into something bigger because it's outgrown its tiny pot. Isn't that? Look how big this begonia is getting. Got some like good sized leaves with long stems, so hopefully that will help her fill in. I suppose we shall see. Ugh. But I did that today. I also was looking at planting another terrarium, and then I stopped myself because I have things that I needed to finish, so I didn't. Wow. So that's it. That's all I got. Don't have a lot of, I got you flowers. I replanted some plants. I avoided editing. I did some editing. Still a lot to go. Excuse me. So also, 1, 2. I think I figured out whose eggs are what colors. So Olive lays like the green eggs with speckles, which is perfect. And then Buttercup lays a really vibrant blue, or to me it seems vibrant. And then Olive, Buttercup, and hold on, Violet. Violet lays a beautiful pale blue. I'm trying to remember their names because I have to practice. I have to practice each chicken's name in my head to remember them as each of their names. Sid, what's the name of the vest for testing? I'm saving the images to print them. I haven't named it. What do you guys think? It's going to be a basic kind of, I would say boxy, but it's going to have a lot of drape, so it won't feel boxy. But the shape is pretty boxy. It's got a bit of a lacy, it's a variation on a Sultan stitch. It's not a Sultan stitch, but it's a variation pretty much, just like a few things are changed. And we're using mercerized cotton, and mine is purple and blue. So those are all of the informations I can give you about it. We're going from extra small all the way to 5X. And I don't know, what do you think? What should we name it? Oh, also I started figuring out the shaping for the back. And what I got, again, procrastinating. Amanda, that sounds summery. Anyway, enough of the mental health talk. Just ordered some sunshine yellow yarn for the best vest. That'll be awesome. Sunshine yellow. Ooh, that'd look cute with like a dark gray tank top, jeans, or like, hold on, let me think. Bright yellow, like a floral blue dress with that vest over top. Wouldn't that be fun? Or like a long purple skirt and a tank top and then that yellow vest. I love things. I love colorful things. Lacy summer vest. Fairly straightforward. I like that. That makes sense to me. I'm good with lacy summer vest. Or should it have lacy summer? Does it need to have the word cardigan in it? Because it's like a, it's not a vest like a sweater vest. It's a vest like a, like a, with no buttons or anything. What do you think? It's an acrylic nylon blend. Uh-oh, my yarn is not cotton, it's a 3-weight. I think that's just fine. Mine is cotton, and that is fine too. I think whatever yours is made of is gonna be fine. As long as it's like a 3-weight, 2 or 3 weight, it should be good. She's in New Orleans. Remember another yarn store. A Swedish hand dyer with a yarn store. That's cool. I was just watching, I didn't get to finish it yet, but I was just watching Jona Yinton. I feel like I'm getting less and less confident whenever I say Yona. Yeah, it's like Yona. Anyway, she put out a new video. She's a Swedish YouTuber and she makes these beautiful Swedish videos. She does them in English, but I mean like the whole energy and aesthetic is like beautiful. It's V-stitches. Correct. Hold on. Lacy summer vest, it's V-stitches. V-stitches 1. V-stitches I. Yeah, it's V-stitches. Yeah. No, it doesn't need the cardigan in the title. You don't think so? Okay. So, lacy summer vest. I'm cool with that. We could do, hold on. I'm trying to think of if there's a good way to incorporate V-stitch. Your vest, it's V-stitches, correct? Okay, sorry. Thank you, brain. Yes, it's V-stitches, but it's like, I don't know, yes, it's V-stitches, but it goes 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, that's like a fat V, and then there's double crochet, 2 chain, double crochet, and that's like a skinny V. Or at least that's what I'm calling them in my head. It hasn't been necessary to put it that way in the pattern, but that's what in my head, how I'm making sense of them. Skinny V's and fat V's. If you're working into a skinny V, you're doing a fat V. If you're working into a fat V, you're doing a skinny V. No, I typoed, wasn't you? Fair. Thank you. Well, sorry, anyway. I should be able to read your mind, hello? Hold on, I wouldn't put cardigan in the title, okay. And yeah, a variation on V-stitches. Okay, so the summer V variation vest, the summer lacy vest with V-stitch variation. too, and that could be in brackets. Yeah, I think lacy summer vest works, or summer lacy vest, something that's full of good search terms, Scrappy. Here's my bottom panel, my back panel, I should say. It's coming along pretty well. It's weird how the color has decided to change the way that it's pooling, but I'm cool with it. The summer V vest, the summer V vest. The V cool summer V vest. The V best V vest. No, I'm just making a crazy sound. But I think summer lacy vest or lacy summer vest is a good idea. I think that's full of good search terms, and it's straightforward what it is. Maybe the simple summer lacy vest, simple lacy summer vest, easy lacy summer vest. The ventilated vest, nice and airy. The ventilated vest. It comes with its own ventilation. I'll make an infomercial for it. You could make a vest just like this one, with sizing available from extra small all the way to 5X. Everybody can wear the ventilated vest. But now, today, just for this order, you can make 2 ventilated vests for the price of 1 very large ball of yarn. This pattern comes free printing as many as you want with 1 pattern purchase. Purchase the V vest. The V is for ventilation. The only summer vest you'll ever need. Lacy V-stitch vest. The lacy V-stitch vest. Yeah, I like it. I think I'm going to put lacy vest together though in the text of the title. I think like the lacy, like summer lacy vest, and then in brackets V-stitch. Because I think that lacy vest should go together, because then it's searched together. Simple summer lacy vest. I like that. Easy peasy lacy, easy peasy lacy, I can't even say it. Easy peasy lazy vest. I bet you if I go to the speech therapist, Nancy, that's what they're gonna have me say over and over again. The super simple, easy peasy, lazy vest. Do you see how many times I struggle over an S when there's that many together? Also, just a quick glance. Thunder is fully on top of CJ in PDF format, or you figure it out and don't complain. Available as a downloadable PDF. If you'd like it as a printable PDF, send me a scathing voicemail. Scrappy, I had yawning as a side effect on an antidepressant. So annoying. That's weird. They yawn for no reason. They found out it's because they have anxiety and it can cause excessive yawning. Frida, that's weird because my doctor said the same thing to me. That's like, it's separate from, oh, now I'm yawning. Unrelated. It's because I read it. It's not because I'm yawning. It's because I read it. But that's interesting because, was it my doctor? Now I'm not sure it was my doctor. I've heard that before. I thought it was from my doctor, but now that I'm saying that out loud, I feel like I'm lying. Somebody in my life told me that information about the antidepressants can cause yawning, or the anti-anxiety. One of the ones, there's an antidepressant and anti-anxiety and ADD med, one of the 3 cause yawning. Made me think of you, Laura, because randomly you yawned and you said you didn't know why. Well, I'm not tired, and now I'm gonna yawn again. This is not related. I wasn't yawning, it's only because I'm reading. It's like legitimately contagious for me. It's not because I wasn't yawning until I started reading that. Is thunder on the butt or the head? On the butt. CJ's head is right here, curled around. see. Do you have social anxiety? No. Just generalized anxiety. No, I don't have social anxiety. Me too, yawning. It's contagious, I'm telling you. But no, not social anxiety. Not diagnosed social. I have generalized anxiety disorder and what is it called? Okay, I have generalized anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. If you want to use the big names, that's what the big names are. But no, not social. It just means we all aren't sociopaths. Well, that's good. Good to know that we all aren't It's contagious, and you got the contagion means that you're part of the hive mind. It's okay. Have lots of kinds of anxiety. All the kinds, Frida. Try one. Try them all. I don't know why I'm still in an infomercial mode. Sociopaths don't yawn when someone else does. Really? I didn't know that. That's freaky. Ew, now I'm gonna have to like watch every single person and I'm going to have to like fake yawns around them. Uh-oh. Okay, good. You're still yawning, Brittany. That means you're good. Sorry, I thought you were like, even my cat's yawning here now. Jeez. Well, CJ would yawn if he were to be woken up, if I say something to him and wake him up. CJ? Good morning. Hi. How you doing? Are you gonna yawn? Good morning. Good morning. Told ya. I met the neighbor in the bathing spot and then spent the whole walk home rehashing every word we said. Okay, that's, is that a social anxiety thing? Because I do that when I'm with people. I always think about everything that I said, like, oh, I've ruined an entire relationship, when really it's just like I didn't say anything crazy. But in my head, I'm like, I said something offensive. I didn't even mean to. And then I tell Alex, and he's like, that wasn't offensive. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be interpreted this way. I am going to hide under a rock. Must be hard to go through. Yeah, Frida, I agree with that. I did that even like, I went over to my neighbors, and I told you about this interaction already. I just didn't tell it to you with the added tidbit that I'm going to add now. I went to my neighbors to try and convince them to tell them that I could get them chickens if they wanted them, and they did. So I went over to give them some eggs and to tell them about the chickens I was getting. And when we were talking, they have 2 kids, 2 young kids, and I was talking and saying I wasn't ready to have kids yet, and then the neighbor was like, oh no, our kids are great. And then I said like, yeah, okay, but I meant like, everybody says their kids are great. I can't handle any kids yet. I'm not ready for kids. But the way that I said it, the whole time, like the rest of the evening, I was like, do they think that I was saying their kids are awful? Because I don't mean that, because their kids come over here and like hang out to Pet Thunder and the cat. Like, I interact with their kids. And then I was thinking, did the thing that I said to them, like, oh yeah, okay, they're great, I was joking as in I'm not ready for any kids, but I was wondering the whole evening if they interpreted as I was crap talking their kids specifically. So still not sure. Alex thinks that definitely they would have picked up on that, and also I don't remember what their reactions were, so I honestly don't know. I feel like my brain only highlights the part that's not useful, you know? So there's that. AJ, I'll be posting it in Discord, posting what I just about finished a crochet tank top. That's exciting. And Scrappy, it's horrible. I avoid people when necessary. That seems horrible too, though. Scrappy, exactly. Literally, this is a problem that my brain has, is that it doesn't even remember that. Like when I'm thinking that, like, if you guys remember, I babysat my brother and sister-in-law's dogs a while ago, and they weren't texting me after the interaction, and I was like, oh, they hate me. Everything is broken and they hate me. And then the next time I spoke to them, my sister-in-law was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it was just that they had, like, my brother hadn't been forwarding messages. Like, I was texting my brother, not my sister-in-law, and I was assuming that they were just, like, when Alex gets a text from anyone, he's just, like, if it's relating to me, he'll be like, this person texted me. It's just, like, part of our conversation. So I just assumed the same. They don't live the same, like, they work differently than Alex and I do. Like, literally, like, they work in two far away places from one another. So Alex and I work in the same house. So, like, when he comes up to have a coffee, if somebody had texted him, he can tell me, like, right away, and then I'll have the information. Versus, like, my brother and sister-in-law, they might not see each other for 12 hours, so then when they come back, is that the first thing they're gonna... Anyway, they just hadn't talked about it. They just hadn't talked about anything. My brother hadn't said, like, oh, Laura's been texting, seeing how everything is. So when I was, like, seeing my sister-in-law, I was like, I thought you were mad at me. She's like, I literally had no idea at all. My brain just assumes people are mad at me. Like, maybe that is social anxiety, but it's not... I don't have a problem going into the social situation. I have a problem right after I leave it, until the next time I go into a social situation with that person. Like, I always feel like I've screwed up something. That's what it feels like, anyway. Me too, Angelica. I like having people to talk to about it. It's nice to be able to be like, oh, I'm not crazy. Or I am, but in the same way. Anything has to help at this point. No formal diagnosis yet. First therapy is Friday. Oh, that's good. Not the diagnosis part, the therapy part. I haven't made another appointment yet. I have to make one. And Amanda, okay, now wondering if I might have social anxiety because my first language is not Swedish. And whenever I get asked in Swedish, I freeze and I can't speak. And if I do, I think about it the rest of the day. Like, what did I say wrong? How did I break it? I know you feel I got diagnosed because I needed a psychiatrist because I was what was called a black hole and couldn't stop crying. Oh, that sucks. You got stuck in a black hole of emotion, literally. That's awful. But therapy helped. It's hard not speaking your first language. I think just go for it and people will appreciate your effort. That's true most of the time, right? Like, if I think so, anytime I've spoken with people who have tried in English, and whenever I try in other languages, like when I try in French when I go to Quebec, they're like, you're so cute, you tried your best. It's definitely not great though. Holy smokes, that's a lot of thinking. I would be exhausted daily if I thought about my interactions that much. You don't? What is it like? What do you mean? You don't? So it is irregular that I'm doing that. That's not neurotypical to be doing that. Me and all of my sisters have social anxiety. I'm just diagnosing all three of us right now because I'm definitely not alone. I don't think, given of what I've said, I have awkward feelings after the live stream, wondering if I've stepped on anyone's toes. Like, I literally am in a constant state of thinking about the things that I've previously said. Oh my god, imagine the time I would have if I never thought about the things that I had previously said. In a way, like, if I do something where I feel like I've put my foot in my mouth, I'll literally go over every possible outcome that I can think of that will come as a result of that thing that I said or did. And I'll be like, the worst case scenario is it causes a fire, flood somehow, and the house burns down. Like, I'll go to the worst case, and then I'll, like, backtrack from there and be like, the most reasonable thing that'll happen, like, I have to do that so that I can be like, well, I'm prepared for any reaction. It literally keeps me up at night. So I guess maybe, I don't think it's social anxiety, though. I think that's just generalized anxiety. Because, again, I don't have trouble going into the situation. I can get myself ready. I mean, like, I get nervous like normal people. Like, to go into a new situation, if I'm going to, like, a party or something, I get nervous. But I show up and I am great in a party. Like I can turn something turns off and I can go like blind the whole time, having a good time. And then as soon as I leave, I'm like, I have burned every bridge I've ever laid. I have no one. And then Alex will be like, it's probably not that bad. And then usually it's not bad at all. Luckily though, I actually have two new friends, my two new friends that I met on that dating app. They are both wildly compassionate individuals. And after every time, both of them, I didn't ask them. When we talked about like anxiety and stuff, I talked about how I overthink a lot. And with one of them, I went into more detail than I did with the other. And yet both of these two people, after I have a phone call with them or a hangout, they'll literally text me several hours later and be like, hey, just checking in. Like I've been checked on by these beautiful women just to see that I'm not freaking out about something that I said. And one of them specifically will be like, hey, just so you know, everything's awesome. Like, have a good rest of your day. Like, very compassionate, very understanding. And when I've said like, hey, I was just wondering if everything's okay, they don't answer like everything's fine. They'll be like, yeah, like they'll fill in blanks for me. They're like very, I don't have another word except for like it's like they totally get how it feels and they respond compassionately. That's the only thing I can think of, is that they like put like very empathetically. They empathize to a point where they respond exactly how I need to be responded to when I'm going into that spin of I broke everything. So there are people who understand and will respond like that way. I feel like Scrappy can read that on me, like in the lives. Like occasionally Scrappy will message me after a live stream and be like, no one's mad at you. Have a good rest of your day. And like I'll be like, okay, good, because I was worried that everything had burned down. So you are there you go. See, I'm very understanding, or try to be, because a few of my close family members of mine have anxiety. Well, Scrappy, I feel that from you, that you are understanding of it, because it's very funny that when you can tell that I'm going crazy on the inside, you're like, just in case you are, don't worry about it. Brittany, I mostly interact with my family too. Me too. Laura, typical is boring. I mean, I feel like Alex would say that. And yes, see, Scrappy, I'm glad you're on the same page with it. I'm going to just keep doing it. Doing what? Whenever I chat in this live, I have to reword and rewrite it at least twice until I can send it. You know what? If you have to, reword, rewrite, but also be aware that like, we're not going to come for you over improperly worded things. So if you say something and then immediately go, that's not exactly what I meant, type a new message that clarifies it. Or wait until people descend on you and go like, what do you mean? But anyway, I think your messages have all been very clear. I've understood what you were trying to say, and I wouldn't worry about it. Exactly, totally, Frida. Just keep doing it and eventually you'll be more confident. I mean, I just fake it till I make it. Like with going into, like I went to strangers' homes during a global pandemic to ask them to sell me chickens. Like I would stop at the side of the road when I would see chickens and I would go to the house and knock on the door and then ask if they would sell me chickens. Every time I did that, I had to scream in my head to get out of the car. Like, go do it, go do it, go do it. You can do it. It's weird, but it doesn't matter. The worst thing they can say is, get the hell off my property. That's the worst thing, but it's probably not going to be that. For the most part, the worst thing in reality that they'll say is like, no, with like a super awkward face, which happened to me a few times, like, no. But once I got past that, I mean, I got 5 chickens that way. So, I mean, it worked and it was horribly uncomfortable, but it you know, there's that. I have had conversations where I'm sure the person thinks I'm a nut. Lori, I have conversations where I'm sure the person like is irritated with me, and then after the conversation I'll like text like, hey, is everything good? And they'll be like, yeah, what are you even talking about? And then I'm like, oh, I'm just crazy, never mind. So Alex, I've told him, well, I haven't had to tell him. He knows that I do that a lot. Like, are you mad at me? Which is so irritating, and I know it must be just infuriating to have me saying that to him all the time. Like, are you mad? Is everything okay? But now, since we went to therapy, he knows that I'm not actually, it's not that I think that we're fighting, which is what we used to have an issue with. When I would be like, are you mad at me? His reception was, are we upset with each other? But what I was thinking was, I can't read the emotion on his face because Alex has like a blunted affect, and I couldn't read the emotion, so I assumed there was something wrong, and then I internalized, created a dialogue that wasn't there, as in like he must be upset with me because when I say, how's it going, he said, I'm good, and he didn't look up. I don't go, he's working on a thing that's due at 2 p.m. Instead, I go, what did I do to make him mad at me? So then I'll ask, are you mad at me? And he'll be like, no, I'm no. And then I'll be like, why did you say it like that? Like, I'm a crazy person. But now he knows. So when I say, like, are you mad at me? He'll be like, no, I'm just working right now. Like, he doesn't just say no and give me like a weird look. Instead, he answers what the answer is. Like, no, I have a headache and I'm in a little bit of a bad mood, but I'm not upset with you. And then I'm like, okay, clear answers. Then I understand, then I don't act crazy. When I don't know the answer is when the spin starts to happen. Now you guys know how weird it is inside my head. Welcome. Amanda, you're good. Absolutely. TMI, my anxiety. Yeah, Angelica, I think that's an everyone thing. I think you're good. I don't think you have to worry about it. Brittany, English is my first language and I struggle with the right words. Me too, and I'm doing it live and out loud, so you guys have to watch me mispronounce things and do my best to have synonyms for things. Slur or lisp, not slur, slur is drunk. Slur, lisp, lisp uncomfortably. Anyway, Laura, equally weird in my mind. Yeah, it's probably busy in there. I feel like we're relatively busy. Brittany, I relate so much to all of that. Okay, so we're all having problematic narratives just being written out all the time. Great, I'm glad we're all struggling equally. Communication is really key. It can be hard to do. Absolutely. It definitely is hard to do, especially if you don't feel the same things. Like, Alex doesn't have the same experience with anxiety that I do. His anxiety manifests as irritability. It doesn't manifest as, fear isn't the right word. Like self-doubt. His comes out as irritability. So it's like things will bother him when he's anxious, as opposed to me, where things get like crazy. I write my own narratives for lots of situations. Candace, yep. And then you find out that it wasn't one of the narratives that you wrote that's actually happening. And in fact, it's actually just like the person was on the phone and that's why they didn't call you. Because they were on the phone with their parent. Wow, you're a crazy person, Laura. But at least I don't react like to people. Like, I don't call them. I'm like, why didn't you call? I try to keep the crazy like under wraps for the most part. Except with the people who like love me. Yeah, Frida, that's what Alex does now too. He just asks when he doesn't understand a feeling. Like, he has good, bad, love, hot, cold. He doesn't have a ton of like words for his emotions, so he asks for clarification. Yes, 100% communication is key. Absolutely. I asked my husband like this, yo lady, what's your prob? God, I'm really lucky he loves my shitty ways. What's your problem, lady? Okay, well, as long as he likes your sense of humor, then it works. Mine is, like, I'm, like, way more of, like, a big loser about it. No offense if you use the same tactics as me, but mine's like, are you mad? What did I do? Just tell me what I did. And he's like, I have a headache and I need to go to the bathroom. That's what you did. You did nothing. So, Scrappy same, I can be a shit some days. Can't we all, though? What did I miss from Sid? Angelica's replying to Sid. didn't see Sid. Hi, Sid. Did I even say hi to you? Hi. Good afternoon. Nice to see you. And I know you were here this morning, even though you couldn't type. Kitten cuddles are, I understand. No hard feelings. And it's definitely not perfect. I just go for it. Hope people understand. Frida, your English has been perfect the whole time. All of your texting has. And you're good. Lori, I asked my husband anytime he's quiet, what's wrong? Are you okay? True love. Sid, did you know that being worried about others judging you is something really common to ADHD folks? Welcome to my life. I didn't know. But I know, like if that's, like I know, but I didn't know that. We know each other so well, we banter like two old people. And so you should. That's cute though. I have to tell Ola all the time, I'm not mad at you because maybe I don't have energy to be polite. Alex, I think, also has to tell me he's not mad at me because his face when he's like neutral is the same as his face when he's unhappy, which is the same as the face when he's tired. Like the only, I can see, like he has neutral, unhappy, sad, tired, working. All of those are the same face. And then he has like happy and asleep. That's the three, really. Oh, and like sarcastic. He has like a sarcastic face. And maybe sassy. Oh, I love that guy. Alex is such a sweetie bear. Did I tell you he let me get chickens? I've wanted chickens since I was a child, and the love of my life, my true love Alex, has been assembling infrastructure and permitted me to get chickens. I mean, let's be honest, would I have gotten chickens if he had said, no, Laura, we can't get chickens yet? Like, maybe I would have, but like at the same time, he was like super down with it. And now he really likes the new ones, so he's the best. Sid, he's got European resting face. I say Russian bitch face, like resting, now that's gonna be misconstrued, like resting bitch face, which is a thing, and then I just swap out resting for Russian because he has like a very Russian face, but same kind of idea. European resting face sounds nicer than the way I said it. How serious does your nervousness need to be, or how frequent to look for help? If it's making your day hard, get help. You know? Signs of true love. Honestly, Brittany, chicken, chocolate, and... Nope, I don't have another CH word. Chicken, chocolate, and general snacks. Every female in my family has resting bitch face. I do too. I was made aware of it when I was like 9 years old the first time. He tries to go do stuff so I can get alone time. I have a constant mask on when not alone. It's very clear how Ola is home all the time. I don't get time to have no mask on. It's driving me crazy. I'm so tired. Oh, so you can have some alone time. My mom's kind of like that. She needs to have like actual alone in the house time, even though like it's quiet in the house. We're all out at the farm. No, she needs sometimes where like everyone, including my dad, is just gone, and all she wants to do is just sit and read. Just read her books. Read the newest Dean Koontz book, you know, just super chill, sit on the couch with the dogs, eat a snack, sit on the porch, read her book. I feel like that's partially introvert as well, though. We talk about a color code kind of thing for expression emotions, like red is just angry, orange for irritable, yellow for just not having a good one, blue for okay, green is for a great day. Oh, I have like that in my bullet journal. Chicken, chocolate, and confections. Candace, basically, yeah. Yep. I agree, Laura. If you feel it makes your day harder, you should get help. Well, yeah, especially if it's covered where you live. I know that for certain people in the States, insurance doesn't cover any kind of thing like that. Oh, I need to go to a thrift store and get a chicken mug. I have a goose mug. But if you have coverage, I know it can make it harder if you're not able to have coverage, but I would still recommend looking for services that might be covered in your area. But here, it's covered, so my doctor suggested it to me before I asked for it because I was like, I don't have, she was like, we were talking like 2 years ago almost now, and she was like, I think you're depressed, honey. And I was like, no. And then she was like asking me questions, and I was answering them honestly because she's my doctor and I'm not gonna like whatever. And she was like, no, her literal words were, I think you're depressed, honey. And I was like, I'm good. It took all the way until the following November. So this must have been 3 years ago then, because 2 years ago in November was when I went to the doctor, and I was like, I actually think I am depressed. And she was like, yeah. So I don't know. Then I started going to therapy because she was like, here's antidepressants, here's anti-anxiety. I was already on the ADHD stuff. And she was like, oh, well, depression and anxiety come together in a nice little swirl. And they usually are like with people with ADHD. Like people who have ADHD are just more likely to have depression and anxiety because it works in the same part of the brain. Don't even quote me at all because this is just like my paraphrasing of what my doctor said 3 years ago. So how accurate it is anyone's guess, but that was her reasoning. It's not surprising to me. You have ADHD, your brain can go a mile a minute, therefore it can worry about more things, which means you can worry about the fact that the world is on fire. We literally have jokes about that, my doctor and I. The world is on fire, and since you can think about it faster, you can be so much more upset about it. Again, not a doctor. I was described as the pissed off looking Indian. Rude. More like the educated looking sassy woman with great eyebrows. Unless that's tomorrow, because see how the days blend together? Did you say that earlier today that you got your eyebrow lady? Or did you say that yesterday? I honestly couldn't tell you because the days are all one really long day with periodic naps when it gets dark. Like it's not... I check the date, like I know the date because I make a to-do list. Like today is Wednesday, June 17th. I know that because I took 15 minutes to write out the date and the title in calligraphy because I was procrastinating. Because I have ADD and didn't take my... Take your medicine if you have prescribed medicine for any of your mental health conditions. It's really important to take them regularly according to your doctor's recommendations, because if you don't, then you won't get any work done on multiple projects that you have to do. Anyway, Friday. Okay, it's coming. You're gonna have beautiful brows. Nancy, I'm an INTP. Nancy, I have the typical death stare of an INTJ sometimes. People think I'm mad, but I'm usually not. Usually. I still haven't taken that test. I mean, I'm sure I have in university, but I don't remember what the numbers were. I need to take that one again. I read that one. Yes, it doesn't help that I have a room with a closed door. I know he's there. Right, because he's there. You need the air to be clear of other breathing creatures. Like I bet you, well, Millicent's probably fine there, but like every breathing humans in your air, I understand having them out. I know that because my watch tells me along with my pulse and how many steps I've taken. Hold on. I know that because my watch tells me. Almost dead. I have a low pulse and how many steps I've taken. It tells you what? That he's there too? That's scary. I just found out on the weekend that I have Alex's location always in my phone. Apparently when he went to Ottawa like 6 months ago, he went up to Ottawa for a visit, and when he left, he put his location into my phone so that I can check where his phone is, and I guess he either didn't tell me or he told me and I didn't think about it, like it just didn't occur to me. And he reiterated it on the weekend. My sister was over and my older sister drove, and whenever she comes, she sends me her address or her location, so if her car breaks down on the way here, I know where she is. So anyway, she did that, and I was looking and I was like, oh, I still have your location. Haha, it's here because you're here. And we giggled. And then Alex was like, you have my location too. And I was like, I didn't know, and I still didn't check, but apparently I have access to Alex. We live together and work together, so like, let's be honest, where's he going? But I didn't know. I could have lurked on him and been like, you're still in the basement. Like, I don't know. I guess for me it's pretty useless, but I just didn't know that that was something that happened. There are lots of free resources out there. The place I'm going is 100% free for first responders and military specialized in those populations. That's awesome. I refer to work as dumpster fires, which was funny until rioters actually started setting fire to dumpsters. Awful but hilarious. Correct. We can laugh about it now. Sort of. We're on week 3. Well, I think we're having one every Friday now. I think it's called Black Friday here. The one we went to last week was called Black Friday. Do you know it's already been almost a week since then, which means I only have one more week and then I can go back to my grandpa's house. Also, my friend's coming over tonight, Cassie. I haven't seen her literally in months, and she's gonna come over today after work. So she said she'll be here. I don't even remember when she said she'll be here. I do have a text message right now though, so let's just check. Maybe that's her. LOL. Yo, what's up? Hey, it's streaming. Sorry guys. She did text me. She's coming over and we're gonna have a little campfire. She's gonna meet the chickens. We're going to make marshmallows, and then she's out of here because Cassie and I are both old ladies and we do not like to stay up late. I don't need it. So she was like, I can't stay late or I'll be cranky in the morning. And I was like, you can't stay late because I don't want you to stay late. Oh, also, Frida, you meant the date. Very good. On your watch, it'll tell you. There's a TikTok video. It's 2 guys walking around. One has a trumpet and the other has an AR-15. Great. Not ideal. Not ideal. Frida, my pulse is now 53. I should normally have at least 60. And it goes down to 45 sometimes. I honestly couldn't tell you what mine is. Let's do it. Let's see. Okay. Mine is 88 right now. Is that fast or slow? Considering that yours is 53, mine is 88 right now. I did 15 seconds. 15 seconds and I had 22 in 15 seconds. So I multiplied it by 4, 88. Anyway, I couldn't believe it. Hold on. 53 isn't too terrible. The lowest I ever saw was 28, and a woman that was talking to me. I about had a heart attack. What happened to her? Was she okay? 28, and mine is 88. So her at 88, she must have been like freaking out if she was at 88, because she was at 28. What would 28, that's not enough. Did she have a gigantic heart? 28 beats a minute? How can your heart even beat every 2 seconds? That's not enough. I feel like that's not enough. 60 to 100 is normal. Thank you, Brittany. Brittany, I always have a low pulse. I should probably keep a close eye on it when I get older. Yikes. What's a high pulse? I feel like resting heart rate is supposed to be lower than 88 though. But would mine be resting? I'm like actively talking. To be fair, they're just cruising around with protesters. I mean, I'm not really happy about it. I'm gonna not lie to you. The idea of there being weapons of war in the street, I don't think it'll ever make me happy that there would be weapons of war in the street, but I do understand protesting. So 100 to 149 is normal fast. Once you get to 150, 160, medically we're concerned. Dun dun dun! Okay, well thank you. I've been at 191 for 3 hours. Oh my goodness. Are you okay? What do you do? 191. What do you, how do you slow it down? Do you just have to like sit still and not move for like a while? I was whipped after, finally had an ablation to try and fix it. Oh, not today. At a time you were at 191 for 3 hours. Was whipped after. Probably, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you were exhausted after that 3 hour period. I thought you were saying today, like, for the last 3 hours I've been at 191. like I've been at, that's what I read. That's how I heard it. The lady with a heart rate of 28 was sick. She had some electrolyte problems, but symptom-wise, she was fine. Yikes. I've had to go to the hospital to get shot to stop the heart, then restart it. What? I was born with something they didn't know about. Yikes! She had passed out once, which is how the ambulance got called. Yeah, you should be at the hospital if it's that high. Okay, geez, Louise. That must just feel awful, too. 191... Like, it must feel like your heart's beating really fast. Like, scary. I'm trying to think, like, the only times when I have a fast heartbeat is when I'm, like, moving a lot, you know? Because that's makes sense. And I'm always tired when I'm, like, running. So, if I have a heartbeat that's fast, would I be tired like I was running? You know? Anywho. I'm glad that they fixed it. Mine is 72 right now, so mine is a little fast. I would drop flat out as a child and have to be restarted. Oh my god. That's terrifying for your parents. I mean, obviously terrifying for you, but you were a child, so hopefully your memory just blocked out the trauma parts of that. And still though, for your parents, imagine having your kid just drop flat out and having to restart them. That must have been terrifying. Yikes. Lori, that sounds like good, right? What was the regular again? 100 to 149 is normal fast. So yours would be normal slow. I'm not a doctor. I was never allowed to do physical activity or lots of stuff. Wanted me to be one of the first monkey transplant of a heart. What? A monkey heart. That'd be cool though, because then you could be like, I don't know, a hybrid. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an interesting way to say, like, that you have a monkey heart. How would you tell people? Like, you'd have to have a cool way to tell people. Like, if you love someone, you'd be like, I love you with all of my monkey heart. You know what I mean? I'd be down for that. They could do an ablation or give you medicine to control. What's an ablation? Is that where they shoot you to knock you down and then bring you back? They didn't find out what it was till I was 45. Oh my goodness. And you're at 100 now. Which is... Hold on. Where's that thing that Brittany said? 100's okay, right? Yeah, you're normal fast. So that's good. Brittany, with the really fast heart rate, 150 plus, we call it supraventricular tachycardia. We can give you medicine that stops it and restarts, or we can use electricity and shock your heart. None of those things sound really ideal. I would prefer not to. I'm gonna pull a Bartleby the Scrivener, and I will say I'd prefer not to. Anybody? 1, 2, 3. Anybody? Some university poetry? Because Bartleby the Scrivener. Yes, I have, was born with enlarged heart, but ended up having an ablation. They kill part of the heart? Yikes. No fun is a massive understatement. Yeah, that sounds like a massive understatement. Hold on, my little sister's texting me photos. Yes, you have cute dogs. They were so excited, the docs in Hamilton, to work on me as they rarely saw what I have. Lol. Hey, how's it going today? Can we have a look at your heart, please? We just want to have a look at your heart. It's so interesting. I like to think of those doctors now as mad scientists. Tell people you have a monkey heart while eating a banana. Like, I have to eat a banana every day for my monkey heart. Oh, because of the potassium? No. To honor the monkey, because I have a monkey heart. What kind of monkey do they use for a monkey heart? Just saying monkey heart sounds very bizarre, doesn't it? An ablation is where they burn the extra electrical pathways that make the heart go too fast. Yikes. The doc did. He brought in another doc to show my chart, but said, I'm doing the surgery. But I'm doing this. But I'm doing the surgery. Or, here, look at this. But I'm doing the surgery. You can't do it, but you can look at the chart because I got the patient with the cool thing that we only usually see in the book. I have it in, like, real life. And hold on. The electrical loop for your beat has no break, so they kill a part to make a break, basically. Yeah, that's definitely intense sounding. That's a very intense sounding situation. I don't know how I feel about stressing me out thinking about having to make that decision, but I'm glad that it was a good thing and that it helped, but oh my god, that's terrifying. Pretty much anything to do with any of my internal organs, the idea of interacting with them surgically freaks me out. Like, any of them. The only way that I would willingly interact with any of my organs surgically would be if a loved one required part of it. Other than that, it would be like, because it's the only option, you know? I guess that's the only reason you would ever do that. Other than because it's the only option for you, or because your loved one needs some tissue. I can't think of another reason why you would interact surgically with your organs, but if you've got a reason, those are my only two reasons. It's way... With mayhem fibers, they only saw that combo maybe 2 times in their career. It's Way Wolf Parkinson's White with mayhem fibers. Yeah, that sounds like something you'd only see a couple of times. Haven't heard all of those words strung together that way. I'm just sitting here balling yarn. I have 2 bags of small yarn balls. I can't wait to make the effort for a scrap blanket. I can't wait till I make the effort for a scrap blanket. It'll be beautiful! Scrap blankets are fun and pretty, and now you have all these balls of yarn ready to go. You should just do 1 stripe in every color when you do it. I've always wanted to do that, but the idea of weaving in all those ends has very much made me not do it. But imagine a different color for every row. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, Candace. I'm a huge cardiology nerd, so this is all super interesting. It's like morbid interesting, like, I'm sorry that happened, tell me more. You're the doctor who comes in with the other chart being like, you can't touch my patient, but you can look at the cool chart. But I still have my flutter buddy show up now and then. It's like a visit from an old friend, a scary old friend, an old friend that you broke up with in middle school and you were really comfortable not having to see them again. Be right back, making some rice cakes. Yum! Well, if you're putting something yummy on them, let's be honest. If you just have rice cakes on their own, not the tastiest. A little peanut butter, sliced bananas, bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a snack. I haven't seen it in real life. Scrappy, I have a bag of scrap balls. I have my ugly granny square for my scrap blanket. I have yet to make a granny square sweater. I want to make an ugly granny square sweater. Like, intentionally make granny squares that are like just beautiful granny square patterns, but in ugly colors. Do you know what I mean? Or not ugly colors, but colors that don't have anything to do with each other. Like, definitely not a cohesive color story. And then just make beautiful granny squares in random colors and sew it all into a beautiful sweater. That will be called an ugly sweater, because you know, like the ugly Christmas sweaters. Ooh, make one, Laura. I don't want to make a blanket, but I'll do the granny square thing. See, that's my problem, is I'm not like big on blankets because they take a very long time. I love looking at other people's Afghans. I love looking at other people's huge queen size blankets. I love that. I love the idea of having like a gigantic white crocheted blanket, but the idea of working on one kind of yarn for that much time to make a whole blanket kills me inside. So the idea of making a scrap granny square sweater sounds cool. Hold on. Right now playing chicken with surviving surgery to it popping. Yeah, that I can see that being something where you're not necessarily diving in again. Surviving surgery or it popping. Your heart popping? 1, 2. Both very overwhelming decisions, and I have literally zero advice on any of that, and I know you didn't ask for my advice, but I'm just telling you, like, whatever the doctor says, do that one. Oh, granny square project sounds fun. I agree, I think that would be a fun one. That might be a fun one to do with the chicken, for the chicken sweater, because I have on my list of things to do. Design chicken colorway sweater, design chicken inspired sweater / egg inspired sweater. So we could do granny squares for that with all the colors of the chickens and their eggs. That'd be fun. Like the middle could be a circle, and then it can be the color of an egg, and then the outside square can be the color of the chicken that egg came from. We can just do different combinations. That might be fun. Something like that anyway. I make tons of blankets. This year I've made 4 for donations. Scrappy, you're like a good person. You're just a good person. You use your craft to benefit people in need. It's really nice. I'm glad that I get to just like be somebody who knows who you are, because that's very good. It's like a good people thing that you do. You donate hats, you donate blankets, like just people need those things. And do you know how lovely it is to be hugged by a homemade blanket? Imagine that when you just are in a bad way, in a bad place, to be able to wrap a homemade crochet blanket around you. I feel like it's probably worth more than you even like get to see. Because somebody's grandma used to do that, somebody's mom, somebody's cousin, someone used to do that, and they haven't been able to interact with something handmade like that for a long time, and then they're in a situation where they get to interact with that blanket that you made. I don't know, it's just kind of like, I always like to think of like that big picture of it, and it seems like there would be a bigger picture to your blankets and your hats. But then it isn't a scrap granny sweater if you need to pick colors according to chickens. I guess that's true. It would be a very intentional chicken sweater. I crochet to take my mind off my chronic pain. Hey, and you do good things with it. CJ's licking thunder. That's the cutest thing in the whole world, you guys. CJ's licking thunder and Thunder's not freaking out. Can we just like have a quick moment? I am literally, my heart is so full right now. Oh, CJ was just giving Thunder a bath. So cute. Okay, so I'm down for all of us doing our own granny square project. Do you wanna? I like that idea. I think that's a cute idea. And we could do, like, instead of the tutorial, I can do tutorials that are shorter, that way they're easier for me to edit. What do you think of me doing just like a tutorial of different granny square patterns? I feel like that'll be easier to film and edit quickly, which will make it useful for me to be able to get more content out, which is like my as soon as I finish the things I'm trying to finish now, that's the next goal, is to get back on the old content train. 1, 2, 3. Aw, clean brother, yes. Nice kitty gives brother a bath. I'm making a sweater from your tutorial right now. Oh, well, awesome. Welcome, Rose. That's great. And hey, Cheese Louise. Hey, Dave. I'm in my head, I'm saying Geez Louise, and then it just ends up becoming Cheese Louise. When I had active Crohn's years ago, Nancy says, I met a bunch of young doctors in training while I was at a teaching hospital. I was their first Crohn's patient. They were super excited. Tell us about your chronic pain. And you're like, okay, well. Back rice cakes made of lentils. You mean lentil cakes. With cucumber garlic flavored oat cream cheese. That's so many words for basically hummus, right? Oat cream cheese. To me, that's just like a different hummus. It's just all versions of hummus and chips. It's funny when you can make them excited about what they do. I mean, it's good, right? Light the fire back in them so that they're like excited about it. I'm making my first sweater and clean brother. Good wholesome content, yeah. Friendly. Love the flower logo. It's pretty. I thought it was a sunshine. Maybe start it towards the end of summer, like in August. Yeah, I think that's probably more realistic based on the things that we're listing first. If I can get something Pride done before June ends, that's like the goal. I love it though. Cheese Louise sounds better. Your friends like it. Your pets like it too. Sorry. Yeah, I love the way they react to everything I say, so I end up making things that I say a little bit more dramatic, let's say. That could be cool, and in the Discord we could do some form of granny project. That'd be cute. I like it. Like if we're all making granny squares, because at that point, if everybody's making granny squares, then we could all make one extra and send it to Nikki. Because I definitely haven't sent any to Nikki yet. But something like that where we could put all one big thing together, that'd be beautiful. What do you have in mind for a Pride project? Well, I'm thinking something summery and simple. Like the thing that I was thinking was like a neckerchief. I was basically looking at like a triangle scarf, but not a scarf, just like a neckerchief, like, you know, like a bandana, like what you'd put around a dog's neck, like when they get groomed, like that kind of a shape. I know that's a triangle, but like that kind of a size where it's just like a tie. And it can also be used as like a head bandana too. That's the first thing that I thought, but I don't know, because I thought then you could wear it like out, and it's simple, it'll be quick to make, you know. A rainbow scarf, something like that, something light and airy for summer. What about using it on your head? Yeah, you could use it on your head, totally. I'm thinking the way that I've been using triangle scarves right now has been around the back of my neck outside, like a Boy Scout, because it prevents me from getting sunburned. Hold on. My sisters are just texting each other. You think it's a good idea? I certainly have a lot of scrap yarn. Same, because I can't throw out yarn when there's enough for me to make something small. What about using it on your head? Yes. Like, also no, I didn't make this shirt. I got it for $3 in the States more than 10 years ago. I'm gonna say probably between 12 and 15 years ago. Maybe not 15, definitely 12, which is crazy because 12-year ago Laura thought that this would be my style 12 years ago, and it wasn't, but I didn't throw it out for such a long time, and now I really like it. So there's that. Yeah, I feel like the scrap yarn, it's lasted so well. I know, it really has. I think it's a brand name, to be honest, which is rare, but I think I got it at like I know where I got it. Not the store, but I know I got it at the outlet mall in Buffalo. I literally can't read it. Oh, Bass and Co. I can't read anything. But yeah, it's I got it at an outlet mall in the States for $3. It was obviously on clearance because I got it for $3, but it's like, it's very light, which is awesome, but it's also strong. No holes in it yet. Yes, I like it. Something light and airy for summer. Yes, definitely. That's what I was thinking. Those bandanas are nice and light. I wasn't actually thinking they were light. I was just thinking I will use it because I'll put it around the back of my neck and I won't get sunburned. But also, if you put it around the front of your neck, it's like a little flag, which is nice. I'm trying to think of what am we gonna eat for dinner tonight. It's the last night that we're not gonna have like insane heat. Tomorrow is when the insane heat starts again. So tonight's the last night where I'm gonna be able to use the oven for at least a week or at least 5 days. So because I don't want to turn on the AC yet. I'm not going to be using the oven when it's boiling hot out. But today I can use the oven. So I'm thinking I'm going to do French fries. I don't know what else. French fries for sure, because I want to make French fries. Neck, head, kerchief in rainbow sounds like a perfect quick project. I was thinking quick project, yep. My sisters are texting and it's making me laugh. Cool, well, then after I finish the onion skin, that will happen. Does it get humid where you are? Heck yeah, it does. It gets humid, when it's humid though, it's always followed by a thunderstorm. No, it most definitely gets humid here. It's not dry heat. I mean, occasionally we'll have a nice dry hot day, but that's like in August. It's never going to be at this time of year. It's always very humid when it's hot at this time of year. I live near a lake, so we also don't get a ton of dry. Do you make French fries from scratch? I do, but not right now because I have them in the freezer. Oh, you guys are so cute. I just have them in the freezer, so I don't have to make them from scratch right now. But yes, I usually do sweet potato fries from scratch because we always have sweet potatoes in the fridge. And I know you don't need to keep them in the fridge, but I have like a very weird thing about pest animals from our first apartment that had cockroaches. So all of those things that should just live in a cupboard, like onions and potatoes, they all live in the fridge for me because I don't like the idea of anything being able to touch my food. The only things that are food that are out are things with like full and complete lids. Like they live like in a peanut butter jar. Yeah, I know. Our second apartment, sorry. Alex's and my second apartment was like, it was so sketchy. There were cockroaches. Alex sealed our whole apartment with caulking, every single joint of the ceilings, the floors, all around, all the windows, everything. And he got rid of them. Obviously the whole building got fumigated like way too many times while we lived there. Like we would have to move CJ out, move Thunder out. We'd have to stay at Alex's parents' house for like 3 days because Alex has like sensitive allergies and we can't go back in right after it's fumigated. And ugh, it was awful. I hated that. I mean, I loved living on my own and living with Alex was awesome, but cockroaches, I don't think I could ever stay somewhere again if it had cockroaches. Like if we had cockroaches at any of our following apartments, I don't think we would have stayed living there. It just makes you feel like not safe. And that sounds so stupid, but it's like you don't want to eat your food because maybe a cockroach walked on it. Even if you wash it, something could have touched it. I hate that feeling. Luckily, Alex got rid of them at some point when we lived there, but now I'm like cockroach traumatized. I can't do it. Here we had mice in the winter, if you guys remember. They didn't take anything or bother anything, but I did find them, and I did kill them. So they left, but we haven't had any bug pests here. Nothing that has ended up on our food. No thank you. Oh my god, yay, I found one of my missing 5mm hooks. Yay! They are hard nuts. They are hard nuts, our roaches. Yes, they are. Why did they put so much oil on the frozen ones? Not needed. No, definitely not needed. And my old flat was full of critters. It was like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Ew. Too many. Totally get it, like my old flat. Hey, there, honeydew. Hello from Wichita. Nice to see you. Wichita Falls in Texas. I'm from Southern Ontario in Canada. So welcome to the afternoon show. Just talking about my awful second apartment with Alex and how, because of the cockroaches that lived there, I now keep my potatoes and onions and sweet potatoes in the fridge instead of in a cupboard where, I don't know, I think a lot of people do. I've got some sort of tiny, like, fruit fly in with the bunnies. Hey, so many. Ew. Ew, it's in there now with the bunnies? Yuck. Well, here, tiny fruit flies are either fruit flies or black flies, and fruit flies, no problem. Black flies, they bite. They're as big as a fruit fly and they bite. I don't like it. I didn't know that they were the small ones. I always thought that what actually is a horsefly, I was calling that a black fly. But it turns out that a horsefly is a separate thing, and a black fly is a tiny little one that bites. And I got bit by a fly earlier today. Root vegetables are not to be stored in the fridge. I know that, Candace. That's why I'm saying I know that it's weird that I do that, but I can't not, because I have a weird thing about animals touching my food. Oh, pincher bugs on the patio because they're having their pool put in. Ugh, pincher bugs. What are they called? Earwigs. We call them earwigs. Are they all called earwigs, or is it just that's what we call them here? They're called earwigs to me. But awful. I hate those bugs. I hate them. I hate them. So I hope you like your neighbor, because I would definitely be not happy if they were all over the place. No, we sanitized their room, moved them and the hay outside, so now it's fine. They looked like fruit flies, but they didn't go for the fruit. Weird, maybe they were black flies. Do you guys have black flies there? Oh, I also had, this morning, I forgot to tell you, I put new wood shavings into the chicken coop. So the chickens have now probably about 4 inches of shavings on the ground, which I don't know how they feel about it, but apparently it's a good thing to do for them, is to give them 4 to 6 inches of litter to walk in. Before they had probably like 2-3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Nope, no black flies in Europe. Well, lucky you. I store all the vegetables in the fridge, only dry stuff in the pantry. That's me. Only dry things, or things that have like real, like, good lids to them. I had centipedes, millipedes, woodlouse, earwigs, beetles, spiders, ant infestations. Smelt musty too. It was very cool, even in the summer. And I think insects would hide in there. Yikes. Did you live in a basement? Our first apartment was a basement, and it had centipedes galore. This place doesn't have centipedes because we have enough spiders that the centipedes end up not being in the house. Although the wood pile is alive with centipedes, I must say. The centipedes here, there are like 3 different kinds of centipedes. The scary ones with the super long, creepy, hairy legs, the short-legged red ones, and then the really short-legged ones that look like they have a tough body. And then there's millipedes, and millipedes come in 2 kinds that I see here as well. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, Laura, some spiders are good. Yes, well, centipedes are not bad either. Centipedes eat insects. So centipedes are just really long, scary spiders. That's all. You should look into wood stove pellets for the chicken's litter. I switched it for my rabbits, and it's so much better. Half the price, too. Wood stove pellets for the chicken's litter. I'll check it. I'll have a look, because, yeah, I thought it's $10 for a 78-liter bag, whatever that means. It fills the whole coop. 1 bag fills the coop, and so far we've put 2 bags in, and I'll probably put 1 more bag in a couple of weeks, and then we won't be putting new stuff in there for a while, because you just turn it over and like add a little bit from what the internet said. But yeah, still, if it was something I was going to be doing really regular changes on, I feel like I would like to try wood pellets if it's a good option. What do we have to do for the granny square projects besides make granny squares? I don't know yet. We haven't really talked about it. I don't know. I guess we'll have to design something. And Candace says, I detest earwigs. I used to want to save marigold seeds, and those little assholes would hide in the buds and scare the crap out of you when you tried to open to get the seeds out. Yes. I understand that, Candace. They are a terror. I hate them. And Scrappy? Yes, I do. I actually have a glass container in my plant room full of all the labels I use. In some weird way, I have a think in my head that is a think. I have a thought in my head that someday I'm going to do something with them. What am I going to do? I don't know, but I do have them. Yep, I do. All of the labels from all of the yarn get put into the glass container for my great-grandchildren to have to throw out when I eventually disappear into my hoard. Dina, make a sweater, a blanket, whatever, just anything granny. All the granny things. Won't that be fun? Because they'll all be the same kind of square. Because I'll do like, let's say 10 granny square patterns, just as an idea. And then you make whatever you want with those granny square patterns. Then it'll just be a cool way to, I could do it like a pattern test again too, and then I can steal your photos for my use. Photos of the thing that you make. Yeah, they're really sweet neighbors. Okay. And Candace, I do too. I save the labels and write on them what I made. Oh, that's cute. Write what you made. I like that. Aw. Brittany, I think it'll be fun to see how many different things we can make from the same squares. I think so too, Brittany. Okay, so what are some things we can make from granny squares? Blankets, a sweater, a vest, a pillow cover, a scarf. I don't know. The wood stove pellets absorb more than twice than shavings. They break down into something reminiscent of soil. Ooh, okay. Oh, I've seen Christmas stockings, Brittany, totally. And I like that idea as an option because if we do it in August, people start thinking about their Christmas crochet by August, right? Scarf, blanket, shawl, sweater, long jacket, top. Bang, bang, bang. Maybe like a beach bag. Ooh, yeah, a beach duffel. That's a nice idea. Yeah, because if you just crochet 2 circles that are the same size, then all you need for the bag is just a whole bunch of granny squares that make a rectangle. Market bags, I like that. Shirts, yeah, you could do like a tank top that's just 2 rectangles like of granny squares. Christmas stockings, that's what ours are. My grandmother-in-law made them. My grandma made ours too, and some of the kids have granny square ones. Like my dad's is a granny square one, and I think one of my sisters is a granny. No, my dad and mom's are both granny square ones. Mine is a quilted one. My mistake, quilted. 1 and 2. But I do like the idea of a stocking. I want to make Alex and I stockings for at our house this year. Because we have stockings like at my parents' house for our Christmas, but I kind of want to do stockings for just him and I on our fireplace. Also, we need to start collecting wood for next winter. We have to like go to my parents' farm and just like cut down some trees and cut down some logs into firewood so that we can have like a storage amount. I actually think it's more of a hexagon. I'm trying to look at it in my head what my mom's looks like. I think hers is a square. I think hers are squares. But still, very unique, very interesting. Cool way to do it. I love homemade stockings. I think it's such a sweet added thing. Those would be the cutest market bags ever. Definitely little granny square bags. Very cute. There we go. This is looking really good. It's like taking a little while, so Lori, slow down. Candace, slow down. Don't go too fast or you're going to be done before me. But I did figure out some of the stitches for the neckline. At least I think I did. So I'm going to work my way through this rectangle so that I can do the neckline test, and then I'll be able to share it with you guys. I'll have to look at ours. We all have one. Ours, all the kids, I believe, are quilted in my family, and then the parents are all granny squares. Maybe one of them is knitted. Now I'm unsure. Honestly, I won't even be able to check until next year because they're at my parents' house in storage until Christmas time. Hi, Sherry. Hey, Laura. Hey, everyone. Hey, Antoinette. Nice to see you this afternoon. Welcome, welcome. I'm just working on the vest. The back piece of the vest. And so far so good. It's coming along. It may be taking me a little bit longer than I originally thought it would take me, because the body piece seemed to move through so fast, didn't it? Laura, make sure the wood pellets are fine, not hardwood. It can be toxic to animals. Yes, softwood only. Which is so weird that hardwood can be toxic to animals, but yes, I know it's pine, not cedar. Cedar, bad. Pine, good. Not sawdust. Sawdust, bad. Larger flaky, good. That's what the Pinterest told me, and Pinterest knows. But thank you, Lori, because give me all the advice for the chickens, because I love them and I don't want to ever make them sick. Obviously, I'm doing research also, but if you hear me say something stupid that's wrong, just tell me, because I like my chickens. This is looking cute. This is going to be such a fun vest. Ugh. I'm going to probably wear it a lot. Ugh. Yes, you end with just one double crochet. So you're at 5 stitches from the end of the row. Here. So, hold on. When you're on row number 2, derp, 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 derp. So if you're 5 away, right? So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. You shouldn't be 5 away. You should be like, okay, so I've just done the last set of like that double crochet in the whole thing. And then in this last one, I will do the last V of double crochet, chain 2, sorry, it looks harder, double crochet. And then in the very last stitch, which is the chain 3 from the previous row, that's where I'm putting that last double crochet. Does that make sense? So at the end of the row, there's a double crochet that goes in the chain 3 space. I hope that makes sense. If not, probably I just need to re-explain something, because I'm, not good at designing stuff yet. Hey guys, it's 6 o'clock. I gotta go. My friend's gonna be here anytime, and I've got to go walk around and get ready for her to be here and drink some water because I'm boiling hot. But Sherry, if that did help, good. If it didn't, talk to me in the Discord. I'll try and help you through it, because I understand what my instructions say, but I don't know how to explain them well, so I'll do my best. But anyway, guys, drink water, be nice to each other, be nice to the people you're quarantined with. Even if your quarantine is over, be nice to people. One last time for you to just enjoy my beautiful pink peonies. Aren't they lovely? So bright pink. I think I'll send Cassia home with them. I think she would like that. But anyway, drink water, wash your hands, be nice, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I'll see you back here. Have fun with your friend. Thanks. I will very much. Off to play video games with hubby. Have a great time. Have a good evening, everyone. Get some good sleep. Water, though. Drink water and wash your hands. I'll see you later, and Again, thank you to my June patrons. If you want to support me on Patreon, check the link in the description below. You can also find links to our Discord, which is what we've been kind of chatting about here and there. And yeah, you can chat with us there. But also thanks to the June patrons, Crystal, Susan, I'm cracking my back while I do that, Lori, Teresa, Abigail, Barbara, and Anna. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting me, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.